Hey moms, here are your morning yoga hip opening stretches that you can do right in the comfort of your home. So prepare your mat, play some motivational music to wake you up, and let's move and awaken the body. Starting on all fours, I line my shoulders over my wrists, knees underneath my hip bones, okay? So your back is flat, and then we're gonna move into a few rounds of cat and cow. So exhale the breath out and just empty out. And then on your inhale, you're gonna arch your back by pointing the sit bones up, stay broad through the collarbones, and look up as you drop your belly down, okay? And then as you exhale, draw your navel and tuck your head, look in between the inner thighs. So breathing in, let's do that 2 more times. Arch the back, look up, and then slowly as you exhale, reach your navel towards the spine and shoot it all the way up towards the ceiling. Do that 1 more time. Grounding down, inhale, arch the back. So nice mobility through the spine in the morning. As you exhale, you're probably gonna feel all these aches and pains, the soreness just from lying down in certain positions for a long period of time. Okay, so then from here, curl the toes under, lean back. Your sit bones all the way up, downward dog. Okay, so from here, you're gonna ground your right foot down and then slowly kick your left leg all the way up, okay? Nice and high. Then from here, you're gonna open up that hip. So bend your knee, try to point that knee, the top knee, all the way up towards the ceiling, and then reach your foot behind you. Square your shoulders down, and then kick that knee up high. Okay, take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and then simply straighten, square the hip, release the foot down and switch. So inhale, kick the opposite leg up. This is my right. As you exhale, bend your knee and open up through that hip again. Try to point that knee all the way up towards the ceiling. Inhale, kick 1 more time. Exhale, square that right hip down. Release your foot, come back to downward dog. Okay? And just take a moment here, pedal the feet out. Rising up high into your tippy toes, bend your knees, look way forward, tiptoe your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. You can bend your knees here if you need to. If you can't, flatten your back like that with the legs straight. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up, bring your palms to touch. Exhale, bring your palms in towards your heart center. Circle the arms up over your head. Lengthen, reaching up. As you exhale, you're gonna hinge and fold down. Just take a half sun salutation. Inhale, lengthen the spine. You can bend your knees here, like I said. And then as you exhale, fold. And then inhale, come all the way back up. You're gonna interlace your hands, release your index finger. Squeeze your biceps into the ears. Lift your chin, grow tall on your inhale. Exhale, come up and over. This is my left to your left. Slide your hips a little to the right. So just creating this half moon here. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, down to the right, hips to the left. Move with your breath. Inhale and exhale. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale, making sure your underarms and your hips are equally facing forward. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. You can hold it on each side for about 2 breaths. Try to lift your chin, ground down, use that. So in my case, this left arm pulls the right arm up and over so you get that length along the long side of your body. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. You can hold it here on each side equally, so count in breaths. You can stay here for 2 to 3 breaths if this feels good, as this stretches that side of the body right down to the side of your hips, okay? Inhale, come back to center. From here, we're gonna fold forward. Inhale into this halfway lift, lengthen the spine as you exhale, fold. Okay, so from here, bend your knees, ground your palms. You're gonna step back with your right foot. Tap your back knee down. Okay, this really stretches out the hip flexors. This is actually one of my favorite morning yoga hip opening stretches that I do, okay? So tap that back knee down. And then really lunge your hips forward and down. Make sure this front knee is aligned on top of your ankle. We see a lot of the knee passing the ankle, okay, but we don't want to do that. It's gonna damage the knee over time, okay? So then from here, lift up, don't move your hips. You're gonna place them gently onto the front thigh, okay? Just notice this hip opening here. So draw your chest away from your thigh. Draw your navel in. You're not just kind of dumping into the core, dumping into the back. Your core is still engaging. Think about your rib cage drawing closer towards your hip bones, okay? If you want a deeper stretch, inhale, extend your arms up and maybe back by the biceps. Look up, maybe 3 to 5 breaths here, and then slowly release your hands down. Curl the toes under, spring off the back foot, come to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, fold, ground your palms, bend your knees, and take that left foot back, okay? Tap that back knee down, uncurl the toes. Again, lunge your hips forward and down. This might be intense for some of you, so just always work within your comfort. Make sure you're breathing freely. If you're not, that's a sign and your body's telling you something. Back off a little bit, okay? So hands gently resting on your knee. Draw your chest away from your front thigh. Engage your core, shoulders relaxed. Draw them down and away. You can, if you want, inhale your arms up. Exhale. Look up if you'd like a deeper stretch. Okay? If your hands on your thighs is enough, then honor where you're at. Honor your body. Okay? Then release your hands down to the floor. Spring off your back foot. Come to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, rise, circle the arms up. Exhale, soften your knees, fold down with a nice flat back. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, ground your palms down, step your left foot, then your right foot back. We're at the top of a push-up. Tap your knees down, keep drawing your navel in, lengthen your chest forward. You can uncurl the toes, elbows alongside the body, slowly lower down. Breathe into baby cobra. So fire the legs up. Toes stay grounded, peel your chin and chest up off your mat, just using your back muscles. Try not to put any weights through the palms. So palms are light, squeeze your elbows in, breathe in, lengthen your chest forward. Exhale, lift and hold. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, lift and hold. Then tap your chin down. We're gonna take it into what I like to call king cobra. So now the arms are straight, so now you bring weight into the palms. But the hips stay on, so we're not in upward dog, we're in king cobra. Make sure your wrists are aligned underneath your shoulders, okay? And then hips are heavy, so knees down, ankles in, and you're really breathing into the front of both hip flexors. Draw your shoulders back, pull your chest through the gateway of your arms. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. And then draw your navel in, take it back through all fours, curl the toes, find downward dog, and just shake it out here. Okay, from here, tuck knee into nose, look forward, step your right foot up. You're gonna pivot that back heel down. Take it into warrior two. Okay, so externally rotate this hip, the back hip out, and open the front hip. So your right knee, this is my right knee, it's pointing towards 12 o'clock this way. Okay, flip your right palm open after warrior two, take it into dancing warrior. So front arm up and back, left arm is just gently resting on that back leg. Take a breath in, so you should feel the stretch along the right side of the body. Exhale, come forward, straighten your front knee, take a smaller stance if it's pretty wide. So notice how my hips go back, my upper body goes forward. This helps to keep the length along the bottom side of the body. Okay, bring your right hand down either onto a block or anywhere gently resting on the bottom of anywhere underneath your knee, your front knee, okay? Really lightly. Extend your opposite arm up. Look up. Then from here, come back to warrior two. Stay low. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Take it back to that flow, plank, knees down, lower all the way. So just choose one. You can take king cobra, hold through all fours, Curl the toes, downward dog. Opposite knee in, step forward, pivot the back heel down, open up, warrior two. So we're just doing the other side. Flip your left palm open, windmill back, dancing warrior. Coming forward through warrior two, straighten that front knee, lengthen forward with the upper body, hips draw back. Windmill the bottom arm down to rest gently onto that shin, extending your right arm up, rooting into the outer edge of the back foot. Press down through that front big toe. Inhale, come back to your warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Okay, the back heel comes up. Take it back to a flow as you tap your knees down. Lower all the way. Okay, inhale into King Cobra, or you can do Baby Cobra. And then exhale through all fours. Curl the toes, take it to downward dog. From here, come up high. Okay, after 2-3 breaths, rising high into your tippy toes, bend your knees, look way forward, lightly hop, or you can just step towards the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Bend your knees if you need to. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Let's take a step back with this left foot. This time the knee stays up off your mat. Back heel is lifted. We're going to take it into a runner's lunge. Okay, arms alongside the body. Steady the legs. And then from here, take it into a high lunge. So this is where you should feel the front of this stretch in that hip flexor. Okay, and a little tip or trick is bend this back knee slightly. Then press, this is my left hip, press that back hip forward, scissor your right hip back. Engage your core, and you should reach up and feel that stretch. Okay, if you can maintain that alignment, you can slowly straighten that back knee up. Okay, take an inhale here, and then exhale, release your hands down. Spring off your back foot, come to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold. Bend your knees, take a step back with the opposite foot. Take a runner's lunge. Find that strength in your legs first. Breathe in, arms straight up. Bend your back knee ever so slightly to help press the right hip forward. Scissor your left hip back. Engage your core, so draw your rib cage down towards your hip bones. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, just a little bit back. You don't want to make this a back bend. You want to focus on opening up through that hip flexor. Take another breath in, and then exhale, release your hands down. Spring off the back foot, come to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift up to a flat back. Exhale, hands down. Let's step back into downward dog. We're going to wind down a little bit in pigeon pose. So breathe your left leg up. Okay, bend your knee, bring it forward and through. Behind your wrist, walk your opposite leg back. And just make sure your hips are centered. There's a tendency to lean more on one side than the other. If there's a big gap, you can place a towel underneath that gap. Okay, and then for the hip flexor stretch, stay upright, really soften your hips down. I know it can be a little bit uncomfortable for some. Just make sure you support the body. So place that towel underneath your hips, or you can use a block, and then just soften. Breathe into the stretch. And if you're fighting it, then maybe just come forward a little bit. Okay. And then from here, after 5 breaths, come down into resting pigeon. This just changes the stretch to the back of your hips, okay, and into your glutes. So your piriformis muscle. Okay, so you're gonna just stay here for a few stretches. You can soften your shoulders and then rest your head down, okay? So this is pigeon pose. Stay here for a few breaths. And then slowly begin to walk your hands back in front of you, curl the back toes under, and then bring your left foot back to meet your right. Shake it out. Okay, opposite side, bring your right leg all the way up. Bend your knee, bring it forward and through. Okay, walk. Okay, so walk your back leg back. center your hips, relax your hips, breathe in, proud pigeon. Okay, from here, either hold. You can stay here if you like this stretch, if it's really stretching out. I know for me, I've got a little bit of a left tight hip flexor, so I sometimes just like to stay upright instead of leaning forward, okay? But your practice, if you need to, you can come down and then change the experience of your stretch to this outer piriformis muscle. So again, 3 to 5 breaths or however long you have. Just hang out here. And then you're gonna slowly release. Okay. Just walk on upright, lean over, and then just shake it out in front of you. I always like to end off with a twist. We can do one that's lying down. So slowly roll down onto your back. Knees up, feet grounded. Pick up your hips, bring them all the way to the right side of your mat. Tuck your knees in. You're gonna guide your knees to the left side with your left hand. Extend your right arm out. Make sure that right shoulder stays grounded. If your knees begin to lift up, then place a block or towel underneath there to support the body and look over the shoulder. Again, 3 to 5 breaths. And then switch, come back to center, ground the hips down, ground your feet down, pick them up, bring them all the way to the left side of your mat. Tuck your knees in, slowly guide it over opposite side. Extend that opposite side out, and you're just resting here as you look over the opposite shoulder. Slowly come back through center, and then simply finish off Shavasana. Take 5 to 10 breaths. Just come into your breath, come into your body. Clear your thoughts, clear your mind. Just simply pay attention to the simplicity of your breath. And then go and rock your morning. Have a beautiful day, guys. Namaste.